What's up, everybody? Brick MMA. Uh, this is my reaction to UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia, Adesanya versus Imavov. OBS keeps fucking with me. I keep pressing the start recording shit in the fucking top corner of my screen. Doesn't fucking work. Alright. But yeah, I'm gonna see if y'all would rather me talk about the main event and then move down, or start from the bottom up. But for now, my thoughts on Israel Adesanya versus Nasruddin Imavov. Nothing brings me more joy than to see Izzy lose. If Izzy has no haters, I'm dead. I don't like Izzy. I wanted him to lose. I'm glad he lost. I'm very, very happy that he got knocked out, especially. Imavov looked very good, very clean with his striking. Round one, there were some exchanges within the clinch with some takedowns. The most notable moment in round one is the uppercut that Izzy got caught clean with. It was great foreshadowing for the second round, with a similar exchange with Izzy's back up against Izzy's back up against the cage. Imavov going in with the right straight or overhand, hitting Izzy very clean, backing him up, back literally on the cage now, sliding down. Imavov with the uppercut from hell to Izzy's chin. Izzy now on the ground. Imavov gets the back mount, just hammering, just hitting him with the hooks. People are saying early stoppage. Please shut the fuck up. Please. It's always Izzy that y'all want to talk about some early stoppage, bro. Bro, he was not gonna recover, bro. He's 36, bro. Any unnecessary damage at this point of his career is gonna kill him faster. He's gonna lose years off his life. If y'all wanted Imavov to stay another 30 seconds banging on him, and y'all want to keep blaming Mark Goddard, bro, leave him alone, bro. Mark Goddard is my guy, bro. Leave him alone, bro. Please. This wasn't like a Strickland situation or the Alex Pereira situation. You know, I would say the Pereira situation is more of an early stoppage than this one. You know, like with the Pereira situation, Izzy was still standing, taking shots. He was probably just trying to hold Alex, you know. But with the Imavov, there's no way. He got caught too clean twice. Excuse me. He got caught standing. He got caught like halfway, like semi down, and then he got just pounded. No pause. Just pounded on the ground. Very impressive. Sadly, Imavov still will not get a title fight yet. I cannot promise I will make a matchmaking fight, so I will say the most likely scenario: Imavov versus Caio Bahayo. Anytime, maybe what's today? February 1st? Yeah. Probably. Let me see. Let me count my fingers. February, March, April, May, June. I think sometime within May, June, we see Imavov versus Bahayo. Hopefully. I think May is a Brazil card. I don't know. I think that's rumored. Yeah, very happy with the result of this fight. So much aura from Imavov. Stared Izzy down the whole time. Just a Chad. Even when he won, so much aura. I'm a Imavim. Let me calm down. I'm an Imavov fan now, and I think he could beat Dricus. Moving on. Shamar Magomedov versus Michael Page. Underwhelming fight. I did have Shara Magomedov to win. Although I am not surprised by the outcome of how the fight actually went, I think there was a world where I could have seen this fight happening, how it played out. I thought Magomedov would have been just as fast enough to catch Michael Page. I was wrong. These stats have to be fabricated on Magomedov's side because I really only remember him hitting a couple leg kicks, a couple of headshots, a couple of body shots. That's about it. I really, for the most part, saw MVP just having his way with Magomedov, doing whatever he wanted, getting in and out as he pleased. He was really toying with him, to be honest. And I think MVP can do very well at middleweight. You know what I mean? I think he should fight Apollo Costa in a world where he decides to permanently move up to middleweight. I don't think he will do as well in welterweight as he will in middleweight. I think middleweight has more fun fights for him to offer, or more fun fights for him. I think he can have Apollo Costa. I think he can win that as well. And I think he can have a Jared Cannonier. I think he can win that as well. And I think just winning those two, he can just hop in the conversation for a title shot. You know what I'm saying? Very, very disappointed in Magomedov. Parlay ban list now. He sold my parlay. But I might get to who really sold my parlay in a bit. Alright, but moving on. Sergey versus Jairzinho. I predicted this one correctly. I had Sergey. I thought it was going to be a knockout. But I did mention that Sergey would rely on his grappling background if need be. I think Sergey fell off. I think he fell off starting from the Aspinall fight. I think that was a big hit to his confidence. As much as losing to Volkov may have been even worse for his confidence. Losing to his friend, or former friend, and losing as... How would I say this? And getting dominated as much as he did by a former friend. I think Jairzinho could have won if he implemented a similar strategy as Volkov with a lot of kicks. Didn't really seem like it. I would have, honestly, I thought like everybody else, this would have ended in like the first maybe 2 rounds. Very underwhelming fight. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. Pretty disappointed. Moving on. Parlay ban list. Said Nurmagomedov versus Vinicius Oliveira. Said is banned from parlays forever. Sold me. Vinicius did pretty well. Both have shit cardio. Both will not have any top 15 wins if they do not improve their cardio. Said was pretty impressive in the first round. Kicking the legs from Vinicius Oliveira. Getting a couple head kicks as well. I don't know if y'all heard that. People screaming at my window. But I agree with the decision. 29-28. I did have it 29-28 for Vinicius Oliveira. I think Said won the first round. Vinicius kicked it up in the last 2 rounds. Said significantly slowed down in the last 2 rounds. Vinicius slowed down as well, but not as much. He was able to carry his own weight a little better than Said was able to. Said went for a lot of ninja chokes. Those didn't work. Vinicius got out of those every single time. And I'm very impressed with Vinicius Oliveira grappling capabilities. Even though, you know what? I might have to take that back because I don't know how impressed I should be considering this was a very exhausted Said Nurmagomedov. But I think Vinicius Oliveira's next fight should be somebody's should be somebody just outside the rankings, like a Jonathan Martinez, which I think he can definitely win. But I think either or will not be successful in the top 15 as is. Moving on. One of my favorite fights of the card. Farazim. How I say his name, honestly? Farazim versus Mike Davis. Ziam showed his striking, showed his levels to it, did very well. Very impressed with him. I know I picked him to win, and I'm very happy I was correct. I was a little bit worried before the fight began because Mike Davis looked very calm. And I don't know, maybe that elusive aura to him. I started giving into that a little bit too. I don't know about 30-27. I think maybe 29-28. I think Mike Davis won the last round, especially on damage, getting a cut on Ziam. 1 second. Excuse me. Sorry. But Mike Davis, very impressive grappling. Very much surprised me. I really only knew him from the aura and the power and striking that people talked about him from. I believe he is still... I still believe that he is a good striker. I think he can beat a lot of people at lightweight outside the rankings. I think he could probably beat Frivola. He could beat Judober as well. He could probably beat Benoit Saint Denis, to be honest. But yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. Very impressive grappling. He had a calf slicer, I believe, on Ziam, or some type of just weird positioning where it was absolutely destroying Ziam's knees. Ziam will absolutely be injured. He will be out until maybe September to the next French card. His ligaments are probably fucked right now. I don't know how I would feel about that for his next fight, but he absolutely deserves to fight for top 15 next. Let me see. Who would be a good fight for Ziam? Top 15 of lightweight. Grant Dawson, Benoit Saint Denis, Jalen Turner, Paddy Pimblett. I would want to see him versus Jalen Turner, to be honest. I think Grant Dawson probably decisions him via straight grappling. Even though Ziam showed pretty impressive grappling as well, like counter grappling. I don't think they would put him against fellow Frenchman Benoit Saint Denis. So it's between Paddy or Jalen. Oh no, sorry, Grant or Jalen. I'm pretty sure they're gonna want to move Paddy to fight somebody above him, like a Moicano, especially him coming off a loss now, or like a Dariush. Yeah, I really only see him going against Grant Dawson and Jalen Turner. I think his only chance of winning or getting on the top 15 would be a Jalen Turner. Yeah. Very impressed with both. I am a fan of both now. A true fan of both now. And I will be rooting for them in the future. Moving on. Muhammad Naimov versus Khan Ofli. Not much to say, to be honest, for me. Wasn't that impressed. Wasn't that excited watching the fight. I know Naimov had a couple of moments. A couple of oohs and ahs. But regardless, I had Naimov winning. Honestly, yeah, there really isn't much for me to say for this fight. Yeah, that's about it. Next, Shamil Gaziev versus Thomas Peterson. I was a little worried there for Gaziev in the beginning. He got taken down, and then he showed his back to Peterson for a second. Turned it around though, obviously, because he got a knockout. Right straight down the middle, knocking Peterson on his back. I think Peterson might have been slightly unconscious. He just immediately took his mouth guard out, and just said, "I'm done." You know, I'm surprised Gaziev even got a knockout. To be honest, I would have thought it would have been a decision win, and I probably in my prediction I probably would have said decision win, to be honest, or submission. But Good for him. Good for him. I think he can make a decent run at heavyweight. I think he stops at like 8. I think he could probably be like a Tibura. He could be an Acosta. He can maybe be a DeLima. I think DeLima's a tough fight. He lost to Jairzinho, but his best chance at a win is Acosta. Like, I think he can maybe be like top 10. If he continues to improve, maybe like top 8. But I don't think he's champion. I know people want to go with meme like the Blob champion Blob. He beats John Jones. No, he doesn't beat nobody in the top 5, top 6, top 7. Well, he was in top 7 actually. Spivak. Does he beat Spivak? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, moving on. Terrence McKinney, Damir Hadzovic. Not much to say. He was supposed to win this fight. He should have won this fight. This fight was a layup. Not too impressed because this is obviously, like I said, a layup. He should have won this fight. Thankfully, he did. Otherwise, he probably would have got cut. He's probably going to end up losing his next fight anyway if he gets anybody just equally level competition with some type of power or submission ability. Or he just might be like a can beater for the rest of his career now. If he fights a Michael Johnson, he's probably gonna get KO'd. Or if he fights a Diego Ferreira, he's probably gonna get KO'd or submitted. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how Terrence McKinney could ever enter the top 15. How he is, but yeah. Honestly, it was still cool to see him get a knockout by ground and pound. That's all I have to say about him. I actually have more to say about Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Mayra Bueno Silva. Very interesting grappling exchanges from both. Bueno Silva had the keys to victory. No sense of urgency, though. Very good power. Decent striking when she was actually aggressive. She kind of was on the back foot the most of the fight. Excuse me, hold on a second. Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah. Jasmine, good couple takedowns. I was very impressed with her grappling ability. Her ability to stand in front of somebody that was championship material in a weight class higher than hers. Her ability on the feet isn't too impressive to me. But it's, women's MMA. She was very open to getting hit. That's why I feel Bueno Silva could have won. Especially because she was feeling the power when she was getting hit. But Jasmine was able to combat it with good volume. Picking her shots very well. More activity in general with mixing in takedowns. Takedown threat. Kicks. And overall, very impressed with Jasmine. I think she is a solid prospect at women's flyweight. I don't know how well she does against some of the top 10. I think she loses to Tracy Cortez, though. I think Tracy's very talented, just very inactive. She probably beats an Amanda Hebos. I think she loses to Jessica Andrade. It seems like a fight Jessica Andrade could win, or does win. Loses to Rose. Natalia Silva. Anybody with some decent takedown defense and good striking most likely beats Jasmine unless she makes the necessary improvements. But honestly, pretty impressive fight. Pretty entertaining fight for a women's fight. Sorry to say it like that, but that's just what it is. Yeah. Moving on. In the featherweight division, Bogdan Grad versus Lucas Alexander. Round 1, Lucas Alexander was looking very good. He was looking like he was entering the flow state. You know what I mean? Doing very well. Very clean striking. Very accurate as well. He was doing very well, and I thought he would have got a KO eventually, but I guess he got too overconfident, got caught right in the middle, by straight. I think it was a straight. He threw up a teep, got caught with a straight, by a counter straight, and then dropped, held on the ground, and then ground and pounded until he got KO'd. I don't know how well Bogdan Grad does moving up in the division. He was very outskilled. I would say he was just more durable, and that's a good intangible to have. But overall, technique is king. And that durability only does so much if you can't go band for band with your opponent in terms of skill. Like, Orolbai is very durable, but him versus Hibeki only did so, like that durability only did so much for Hibeki. Like, for Orolbai, I mean, like he was able to stay within the fight and not get finished. And sometimes that's what people only look at. They look at if you get finished or not. But he didn't have the skill to match Hibeki or to counter Hibeki's fighting ability or fighting game plan or style, whatever. Same thing with Elvis Brenner versus Orolbai. Brenner very durable, but didn't have the skill to out grapple or out strike an Orolbai. You know, it only does so much for you. And if Grad doesn't make the necessary adjustments, he's just gonna be a jobber. He's just gonna be a win-lose, maybe like a 2-win, 1-loss type of fighter. He's probably gonna be right outside the top 20 range of fighters. He probably loses to like a Cub Swanson, even at this age, for like what, 41, 42. Yeah, but I picked Bogdan Grad to win. I'm glad I got my prediction right. And yeah, moving on to the last fight of the card, or the first fight of the card technically, but the last fight I'm talking about. Hamdi Abdalwahib versus Jamal Pogues. Split decision. This was a robbery. I'm not going to say too much because Pogues should have won. I'm happy that, at the time I was happy that Hamdi won because of my prediction and because of my parlay. But because my parlay lost, I no longer care. Pogues should have won. Did way better on the feet than Hamdi did. Was more volume even. I don't think Hamdi did anything outside of maybe the first round. Like in the last 2 rounds, he did nothing to really even have 29-28. I think he was pretty inactive. And was just coasting the last 2 rounds. He was getting hit, and he was still hitting like the Nate Diaz emotes with with the hands up and shit. Like, bro, you're getting minked. Why are you emoting? You're getting minked. Like, hit back, fight back. Jamal Pogues, very unfortunate for him. He deserves another opportunity at a decent opponent. Somebody maybe outside that top 20 range of heavyweight. I think he can do pretty well at heavyweight if he continues to improve. If he doesn't let this loss hurt him. How old is he? Let me check this. Brother grappling. Sorry, cringe. Jamal Pogues. He's 29. For a heavyweight at 29, pretty solid. It's considering a lot of heavyweights are pretty old and still not even that skilled. I think he does pretty well. I think he can enter like the top 15 and just hold his ground. I don't know if he can maybe be like the top 10, but I think he can hold his ground in the top 15, be a solid gatekeeper for that 15 to 20 range. But yeah, that's all. That was my reaction to UFC Saudi Arabia, Israel Adesanya versus Imavov. I'm very happy with the result of the card. it was a decent card. Couple of finishes, couple of entertaining moments, but overall, yeah, pretty average card. All right, see you all next time.